What was that? What in the world was that? Let's back up and check that out again. That looks like an abandoned house. Welcome back everyone to another video of Up North Living. Thank you once again for tuning in. We're deep in the pine and spruce northwoods of northern Minnesota once again. It is late December and we got a high temperature of 1 degree today with 20-mile-an-hour winds, as you can see from the trees. The wind chill is about 22 below right now, but I figured I'm gonna make a video because I'm gonna show you another abandoned house, about an abandoned structure here in the state woods. Before we go into here, I'm gonna clarify, since a lot of people on my video where I went and looked at that cabin were thinking I was on private property. I'm gonna clarify right now, this is state forest, public land, which means I am more than free to take a look and check it out. So, therefore, I get to check it out, and I'm gonna bring you along with me, and I'm gonna show you it here. So, let's trudge through this deep snow and check it out. Now that is an old house. Look at that. Now I've been at this house before. It is a rest area for snowmobilers nowadays, but back in the old days when the homesteaders were here, this was an original homesteader house. So that is what it is now. Sitting here now, just through every weather possible that Minnesota throws at it, stuck in time, surrounded by pines. You can definitely tell it is older. That old tin roof. Look at the back side of that. Look at that big old window on it. Oh, got something back here. Looks like some old spring of a sort, maybe a bed spring. Well, it might be. Little rollers right there. That's part of it too. Papers, I am just breaking trees. Oh, look at back there is the old outhouse. Wide open. Oh, this is probably a newer outhouse. It looks newer than what that house is. It's just gonna fly open again, but it's shut for now. I figured I'd show you this in the winter time before the snow gets too deep here in Minnesota, because the forest road I'm on doesn't turn into a road anymore. It turns into a snowmobile trail, so it's inaccessible with a vehicle. So yeah, there's a quick 360 walk around. I'm gonna take a look inside, show you guys around and explain the history about it. Hello? As you can see, the roof is getting rotten, and the interior, I should say, at least. Big old barrel wood stove. I don't need to replenish the firewood by any means, but there's that. Nice red pine, nice sort of mixed hardwoods. Very nice. Looks like that used to be the old chimney for it. Oh no, that's still the chimney. I'm an idiot. I am such an idiot. Just years of signatures in here, just from all the snowmobilers, all the four-wheelers that were in here. 2003. This house dates back way later than 2003, probably the early 1900s, 1920s, 30s. And it was a homesteader that was trying to work the land, trying to farm it, and trying to prosper off it, and unfortunately it failed because this land was unsuitable for farming, definitely. It is an old sand ridge. This whole forest is sandy soil, sand, which isn't good for farming by any means. And the sand ridge that is here originated from this area being underwater. Where this house is, where this forest is, it was completely underwater. It was a lake at one time, and that lake would be the great big Lake Agassiz, which was a glacial lake in the glacial period. Most of Lake Agassiz was in Manitoba, Ontario, but it did dip a little bit into the northern portion of Minnesota and northeastern portion of North Dakota. The lake drained, and what was left in this portion was sandy soil. And once the homesteaders came in to this area in the early 1900s, they had no idea. These land offices all around sold them this land, promising rich farmland, making your money, yield great crops, when in reality, there was no crops that were going to be growing here. So the homesteaders found that out, and they tried to make it work. Most of them couldn't make it work, and they abandoned these houses, these structures, and moved away. So this is probably what unfortunately happened to these original homesteaders. Bellied up and abandoned this, and it's just left for the woods to take it over. And fortunately, it is still standing. Most of them, if you drive around this forest, is just the foundation left. Really isn't too much of it left. So there's a few of them. If you look over satellite, there's a few houses standing. So I did find this one on satellite as well. And yeah, it's definitely cool to have here in the forest for sure. I'm not sure if your state does it, but for Minnesota's sake, they do offer this. If you look up on the University of Minnesota website, just type in Google or whatever you use for a web browser, the University of Minnesota historic aerial photographs, and it'll bring you to a website with a map. And if you click your area, if you can find your area on the satellite, there's pictures from the satellite dating all the way back to 1939, 1940-ish. So if you ever want to take a look at what your area you live in used to look like back in the 40s, 60s, 70s, definitely check it out. But what I'm getting at is I searched over this area, I found this area, and they actually had a satellite photo from 1939. And you can find this farmhouse, you can still see it back in 1939, so it was definitely built before 1939. And this whole area, believe it or not, was a pasture. Farm field, I guess you can call it. There wasn't a lick of pines or trees here. It's crazy to think about. Someone tried to make this land suitable for farming, but did not happen. I have a history book actually of this area and the county history, and I was reading on this area, Sand Ridge they call it, and since the farm land wasn't suitable for yielding crops, or their garden wasn't suitable for growing vegetables, they could barely manage to get enough food for winter. And you know what they relied on, some of these families, to get them through the winter? Blueberries. They didn't have crops or soil suitable for crops, but they had a tremendous amount of blueberries. Blueberries all along the pines, all along the spruces. And these families quite literally survived off blueberries for an entire winter, and other foods of course, but that was the majority portion of their food, which is crazy. There's nothing really else to it. Short video, but it was just a quick tour to show you this abandoned house deep here in the north woods of Minnesota. I enjoy exploring these abandoned structures, especially when they're public land. I don't really dive into private land, as that is criminal trespassing. So when I can find an abandoned structure like this on public land, I'm always game to go take a look at it. And if I find another one, I'm going to bring you along for that one as well. So thank you guys for watching another video for Up North Living, and we'll see you on the next one. See you guys.